Hello and welcome to AC1320 Accounting Software Systems and Principles, basically QuickBooks class, and my name is Bob Steele. I'll be your instructor for this course. Before we get into anything else, I want to point out that we do need a hard copy of the book. The book will look like this. It's a 2014 version that we are going to be working with, and that the reason it's so important is because it comes with the software. So the software will be included with the book. And so you may have the software already or some type of QuickBooks software. If it's 2015 or something after 2014, you could upload the data files to it. If it's something prior, you cannot upload the data files to it. You will need to update the file. But I highly recommend using the data file with the book because it's going to be formatted in such a way that it looks exactly like the problems. So even though the functions are all there in different types of format, if you have the thing look exactly the same, it'll work the best. So I highly recommend uploading this temporary version of 2014 for that reason, so you can make it as easy on yourself as possible to make the thing look exactly like the examples that will appear. So my contact information will be down here. We got the email address, the phone number. We also have office hours on Monday at 6 p.m. These are not required, but if you have questions, these are time that is carved out for questions. Now, we'd like you to call into the conference line first. That's a separate line from the phone line, and put in the conference code. This may change from 1111 to 2222 or 3333, whatever's available for that particular week at that particular time. But once we're on the phone, then we can choose to use the software here where we can work through problems together in that format. So let's get in contact on the phone conference line and then decide to use this software. Once we're on the phone, multiple people can call into that conference line. If you want to use other software with each other to share the screen and work through problems in a group method, programs like Skype or Join.me are two types of software that you may want to explore with other students that may be in different locations to see if there's a time that you can meet and work through problems in that way. Now, this class is going to be basically in a workbook format, meaning it's going to show you a demonstration of the problem and then do the problem. Most of the demonstration will be in the workbook format in the book, as well as in instructional videos. There will be links to the instructional videos, but they're also located on this YouTube page. So if you go to the YouTube page and you go to under Charter, so I'm sorry it's down at the bottom here, but it's here under Charter, and we are in AC1320. This will go through a lot of the videos that will be walked through in order. So it may be easier in some ways rather than clicking on the links just to go to this page, and you'll have the videos kind of in order that you can just go through. We're down here on here's the intro videos, then chapter 1 and chapter 2, whatnot, in somewhat order in that fashion. They may not all be here, so you have to use the links later, but most of them will be here in the start. So that's a good place to go. Before you do anything, you really want to go through these first few videos, meaning you want to install QuickBooks. That's the first thing that has to happen. If you have problems with that, let me know. Some problems that do come up is that this software is generally for a PC. So if you have a Mac, then we might want to contact the school and see if we can get some workarounds on that. But the best thing to do is if you have the PC available, it'd be best to use that because, again, the examples will be just like the PC version, rather than, of course, a Mac user will then have to accommodate for the fact that it'll be slightly different looking simply because of the operating system. So there is a Mac software available, but this is not that software. If you really want to get that and need that, then you want to contact your campus and see if they can provide that. Otherwise, you might want to go to the campus or see some place that you can upload this software on and do it at the same computer with a Windows-based program, preferably. Then we got the restore the QuickBooks file. We're going to be doing restoring the file a lot, so that's the first thing to get done. We're going to have to download the Larry Landscaping and file and then restore it. And so we're not going to be working on a file from scratch. You're going to have to restore the file. Then this will show you how to do that. And then we'll get into the actual chapter here. So once that is up and running, we'll get on the chapter. So we want to get the software up and running. We want to get the file up and running, and then once that happens, the rest of the chapter 1 and 2 will go much more smoothly. But we do need to get those things done before we can move forward. Then we have the syllabus here. So if you open up the syllabi, you'll open up a Word document, which will look like this. Same contact information, course description. It's basically a QuickBooks course. There is a prerequisite, that prerequisite being AC1320, the Accounting Fundamentals class. If this is your second mod, or this is a mod that you're taking after AC1110 and you have not completed AC1110, or you may not have passed it, then you may want to go and double check to make sure that it's passed or not, or that you should move forward, because it's quite possible that if it's not passed, you'll be replaced back into AC1110. I don't want anybody to waste some time in a 5-week program working on a new class and then having to go back to another class. So just be aware of that. If you didn't pass AC1110 last mod, then you want to be proactive and look into that, so that you're not wasting part of the week and then being put back into that course. So I'll let you go over the learning objectives. It's going to be an intro to QuickBooks. Instructional materials. It is a hard copy book, and it's going to be using the 2014 version. There are other versions. They'll look very similar, but you really want the 2014 version, so that we're doing exactly what we need to do. Anything prior to 2014, the software won't work. We won't be able to open the software. Anything after 2014, we will be able to open the software, and it'll be very similar in nature, but clearly we obviously want the 2014 version of the book. Okay, and then we have the resources here. We got the instructional method I'll let you take a look at, and we've got our categories here. So remember that discussion forums are huge, 21%, the quizzes 33%, the assignments and labs and the homework 33 and 13, strategy being pick up for sure the discussion forum as much as possible, as well as the assignments and the homework. There's a lot of resources to get those in there, and then have as big a cushion as possible when going to the quizzes. Back to Moodle Rooms, we got the homework grid, we've got the welcome letter. I'll let you take a look at those. If you do not have the book at the beginning, again, you need the book, so make sure to contact someone on that immediately. But I do have the hard copy of the first chapter. Once you can't do a whole lot with it other than read through it and get a familiarity with the type of text, but you can go in here and take a look at that, because it will be in a workbook format. So you can see what we're going to do in that format. It might even be more useful just to go through the YouTube videos and see what we're going to do, because it'll go through the book in a similar fashion. But we do have the first chapter here for those who may be late on getting the book. And then we have study buddy information if you want to research on how to get in contact with other people, and general tips, and you can take a look at those. Going back to the Moodle Rooms shell up top through the cookie trail. So then we're going to have down here the course announcements. We have the instructional virtual office. So if you have any questions that the whole class can benefit from, and I can answer it all at one time in one spot, that's where to go for that, kind of like raising your hand. And then we have the class introductions. So you want to go in here sometime on the first week, or as soon as possible, the first day, if at all possible, and introduce yourself here. And that's basically the overview of this. We'll take a look at week 1 next time.